Welcome to my channel. Back with another movie recap. This is horror and thriller genre movie and it has 7 IMDb rating. The name of the movie is Heretic and release year is 2024. A film is about two young missionaries who are forced to prove their faith when they knock on the wrong door. Greeted by a diabolical Mr. Reed, Hugh Grant, the religious women are drawn into a deadly game of cat and mouse, pulled further inside the strange man's house. I hope you enjoy watching my recap, and as quick reminder, this video contains spoilers. Two Mormon missionaries, Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton, arrived at the remote home of Mr. Reed, a reclusive Englishman. While Sister Barnes, confident and outspoken, was eager to engage, Sister Paxton, more reserved, felt an unsettling sense of doubt. Despite her discomfort, she followed Barnes as they entered Reed's sprawling home. Reed welcomed them in, assuring them they wouldn't be alone, as his wife was preparing a blueberry pie in the back of the house. But despite his words, something about the situation didn't sit right with the two missionaries. Once inside, the conversation quickly turned to religion. Reed made several uncomfortable remarks about the Mormon faith, questioning the very nature of belief itself. Sister Barnes tried to stay composed, but Sister Paxton could feel the tension growing. As Reed stepped away, Barnes, ever vigilant, soon realized that the smell of blueberry pie in the air wasn't from a fresh baking session, but rather from a scented candle. Furthermore, the front door was locked, and neither of them had any phone signal. A sense of dread began to creep in, but they decided to follow Reed as he led them into his study. Inside the study, Reed's demeanor grew increasingly strange. He began to lecture them in a threatening tone, arguing that all religions were merely adaptations of one another and that he had uncovered the true faith. He spoke with disturbing certainty, declaring that the girls now had to choose: one door would lead to those who still believed in God, and the other to those who did not. Sister Barnes, unwilling to be intimidated, rejected his rhetoric, but both of them chose to walk through the belief door, only to find that both doors led to the same grim dungeon. In the dim light of the dungeon, a frail, elderly woman suddenly appeared, sitting calmly with a pie in her lap. She ate the pie, and then collapsed, lifeless. Reed claimed that she was a prophet and that they were about to witness a resurrection. Just then, a Mormon elder arrived, searching for the missing sisters. However, after briefly investigating, he left without finding anything. The girls, desperate, screamed for his attention, but their cries went unheard. Afterward, the woman miraculously revived, claiming to have glimpsed the afterlife. Her words were oddly generic, recounting experiences that resembled near-death experiences, but Sister Barnes, skeptical and sharp, dismissed her claims as nothing more than a hallucination. Tensions rose when Barnes, fed up with Reed's twisted theatrics, signaled to Paxton to act. But as soon as Barnes made her move, Reed slashed her throat, coldly claiming that she, too, would return to life. With Barnes bleeding out, Reed took a metal object from her arm, calling it a microchip that proved Barnes was not real and that the world they lived in was nothing but a simulation. Paxton, still in shock, realized the truth: the object was a contraceptive implant. Everything had been staged, Reed had orchestrated it all. While they were distracted by the elder, a second woman had replaced the prophet and hidden the corpse, continuing the charade. The entire resurrection had been a carefully scripted performance, and Reed's claim about the simulation was merely a way to cover up the cracks in his plan. As Reed continued his bizarre explanation, Paxton discovered a hidden underground chute leading to another part of the house. Reluctantly, she followed Reed, who promised to show her the one true religion. What she found below was far darker than anything she had imagined. The chamber was filled with emaciated women, caged and locked away, their hollow eyes staring at her with desperation. The realization hit Paxton like a wave: Reed's ultimate goal wasn't truth or salvation, but control. He had twisted faith into a means of domination. In a final act of defiance, Paxton grabbed a letter opener and stabbed Reed. But as she tried to escape, he lunged at her and struck back, injuring her. As they both bled in the cold, dark basement, Paxton began to pray, not for herself, but for others. True belief, she whispered, is about kindness, not power. Reed, furious, moved to finish her off, but before he could, Sister Barnes, either still alive or briefly resurrected by Paxton's prayer, struck him down with a plank of wood. With her final strength, Paxton crawled toward the window and escaped into the snowy night. As she stumbled through the cold, a butterfly landed gently on her hand, just as she had once wished to be reincarnated as one that could comfort her loved ones. But as she watched, the butterfly vanished, leaving her confused, injured, and alone in the desolate landscape, uncertain of what had truly transpired. That was recap of Heretic. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed my recap, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe to not miss videos like this.